die when the world is calling me. Can you hear them screaming out your name? And legends never die. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's near. It's deep in their bones, they're running to smoke when the fire's fierce. Oh, pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die. Legends never die. Legends never die. Oh, 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 oh. Legends never die. Oh, oh, oh. Legends never die. They're written down in eternity, but you'll never see the price it costs. The scars collected all of their lives. When everything's lost, they pick up their hearts and avenge defeat. Before we all start, we suffer through harm just to touch a dream. Oh, pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die. Legends never die. Legends never die. Oh, 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 oh. Legends never die. Oh, 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 oh. Legends never die.
Oh, when the world is calling out your name,
Begging you to fight. Oh, 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 oh.
pick yourself up once more. Pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die. Legends never die. Legends never die. Oh, 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 oh. Legends never die. Oh, 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 oh.
Legends never die. You were the shadow to my light. Did you feel us? Another star, you fade away. Afraid our aim is out of sight. Wanna say yes, alive. Where are you now? Where are you now? Where are you now? Was it all in my fantasy? Where are you now? Was it only imaginary? Where are you now? Atlantis, under the sea, under the sea. Where are you now? I'm on a dream. The monster's running wild inside of me. I'm fading. I'm fading. So lost. I'm fading. I'm fading. So lost. I'm fading. Where these shallow waters never met what I needed. Well, I'm letting go a deeper dive. Eternal silence of the sea. I'm breathing alive. Where are you now? Where are you now? Where are set my heart on fire. Where are you now? Where are you Where are you now? Headlights under the sea, under the sea. Where are you now? I'm on a dream. The monster's running wild inside of me. I'm flying. I'm flying. So lost, I'm flying. I'm flying. So lost, I'm flying.
Pillar for Hooney, looks for the barrel slow. That's going to be in there, and there's no way out. First blood comes through without even a summoner spell burn. And the re-engage lands a stun and a blink. Can they get the damage up? But not just yet. The re-engage, though. Ambition going to fall to Wolf's dance, but they trade back. Knocked back into the wall once again. Hooney's in the mix, and he got the first kill. One carry is down. The re-engage looks for Frown. This Malzahar not long for the world. Has flash. Doesn't matter. Giant sounds at Akube, and he blows up. Bang! That's a 1-for-0. The chase-in is there, and they're going to get rid of the bot lane entirely. Killed over Hooney. Can he keep SKT alive? Look for Ambition. One more attack. Turns the crowd. Yes, a double for Hooney. You can see the flash hold left. They've caught Baker. They've got the CC. The mid laner is down. The unkillable Demon King has done just alive. As Ruler stays in, life stealing. In the back line, they found more as Hooney does not have a way out. Pops to Yolt, but he has no exit route. The SKT dynasty is over. All hail the new kings. Samsung Galaxy, your 2017 world champion.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, a 3-0 series for Samsung Galaxy to dethrone the reigning champions in SK Telecom T1. What an occasion, what a way to do it. You said at the top of the day, if you're going to start a dynasty, there's no better way to cement or start a dynasty than taking down SK Telecom T1.
And we knew that it had to end someday. You talked about it, but I didn't think it would be tonight, and I never thought it would look like this. I never thought that SKT's reign of terror would end in a clean 3-0. Samsung answered all questions.
Yeah, and it's so interesting, right? We've been saying SKT has been wounded, but they consistently were able to come up in the clutch. And even in this game, it felt like it was going to be close down to that very last moment, but they were in a position to lose. They were down 2-0 in the series, and when Faker got caught by that flash ult from Ruler, it's over, and now Samsung are the world champions.
And it's so surreal, guys, because you mentioned the point. It is the start of a new Odyssey, maybe even a new dynasty for Samsung Galaxy. But it's just the start. I wrote that in capitals because they still haven't had any domestic success. It's the first time that a world champion never won the domestic league. Sure, you can say Samsung White. It took a roster swap. It was under MVP Ozone. This team has never even made it to a final since they came together with Cuvée at the start of 2015, and now they're world champions. It's just surreal.
What a sweet resume to have. World champions. Never won a domestic title.
Didn't even qualify.
What else have
There's
you done?
no second line. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. World champions. That's
Fourth
it.
place LCK Summer.
Absolutely crazy.
But in the
World
bracket
champions.
stage, 3-0 Longju, 3-0 SKT. Dominant worlds.
We're going to have plenty of time to talk about this series, this team, this tournament as a whole. Before we do that, I want to relive a couple moments from this third and final game, starting actually with an SKT replay. 20-30 into the game. 3-0 for SKT plus the Baron. This is what you talk about, Jet. Looked good.
This was close right here. You can see Ruler's flashless. SKT is decisive. They get a bunch of damage onto him, and they eliminate him before the start of the fight. Meanwhile, Samsung is all filed in trying to save him.
And with the amount of power that this team actually had in the mid-game, you felt like with these kills, with this Baron, the Karma Tersana, Trundle so far ahead, surely we were going to a fourth game.
Because how good has SKT been with the lead? this Worlds. They've been perfect. They've actually been coming back from so many deficits. It felt like SKT would have had this one in the bag.
We saw the stat, 8-0 with leads at 15. They had a lead at 15 in this game. Now there's a blemish on that record for Worlds 2017.
But there was still creeping doubt. The moment they took the Baron, they couldn't quite break the base. You said, okay, there's still reset potential here. Flash is up on Ruler. They can still win a team fight because when you have the Karma, you are sacrificing damage. Bang picked up 4 kills, and that allowed the mid game to be slightly on time for SKT, but it was still moments away from breaking, and break it did.
And it felt like SKT was playing a little bit nervous. I mean, never sending Huni to a side lane when he has this huge advantage. They have the Baron. They had him grouped so often. When you're at this point with a Baron buff, you can just ignore the Cho'Gath and be hitting those inhibitor turrets.
And the nerves may have shown just 11 minutes later. 31-30 into the game. Samsung Galaxy with the return 3-0 plus the Baron. This replay brought to you by Acer Predator.
This fight was so close. Crucially, Ruler doesn't get knocked back by the Gragas ultimate. The wall and the Trundle pillar prevent him from doing so.
And then he gets a bit of a favor from Bang, you have to say, getting him to safety. He's got the standing DPS, he has the Ardent Sensor, he's going to stay relevant in a fight, and they can fight front to back in a fight that should never have been possible for Samsung.
And I mean, it's Bang jumping into melee range of the Cho'Gath there, knocking Ruler to safety and then instantly dying, and that is where the gold and the power was focused for SKT because they have a mid lane Karma supporting that Tristana. He needed to be the star in the fights.
The suppress goes down, Blank taken out, no chance of a steal there. With that Baron buff, able to kind of move themselves back into the game, but it wasn't over at that point. Again, Samsung needed to finish it out. Constantly, we said, this team looks like they're one fight away. Misfits is one fight away from eliminating SKT. Well, same situation for Samsung, but they needed to execute.
It's one thing when you can say you're able to stay calm and take down SKT. It's another thing when you actually do it when they are in the midst of a turnaround. So Ruler being able to get the pick onto Faker, especially killing Faker, is just such a fitting way for Samsung to actually finish this game. SKT was just coming back right here. Flash ult, no flash on Faker.
And we're talking about seconds till Faker's flashes up. It actually looks up on the screen from where we're watching, but that decisive pick leads to the cascade, leads to the end of the game, and such a sweet release for Ruler, who of course lost the game for them a year ago.
He nearly died making that play. He went down to about 10% health.
Yeah, and how many times have you seen Faker be the guy who makes that play for his team, who finds the catch, who turns around the team fight and pulls SKT back, securing that victory? This time, it's him on the receiving end.
And listen, Faker has had one of his best Worlds ever.
Easily.
That game was his worst game of Worlds. Maybe the worst game he's had at Worlds. And it sucks for him that it happened in this moment because he's played so great, and you can see how crushed he was because he overpressed on his Karma roams. He was out of position in the mid and late game, and it was on Samsung to capitalize on it and not let Faker flex on them like he's done to so many other teams before.
Maybe his worst game of Worlds yet, but still very much the best player in the world. And Crown, we said it at the top of the day, he had one job. His job was to contain Faker, not necessarily to beat him, but to stack up against him in the lane. We're going to toss it down to Shox now as she's standing by with Samsung Galaxy's mid laner.
Thank you very much, guys. The first person I get to talk to is newly world champion Crown, and the first thing I have to ask is how much does it mean to you to be able to lift the cup, beat SKT, and become a world champion today?
크라운 선수 우승을 정말 축하드립니다. 우선 첫 번째 질문으로는 당연히 이제 우승을 차지하고 소환사컵을 들어 올렸을 때 어떤 기분이 들었는지 말씀해 주세요.
이때까지 드는 거를 보기만 했었잖아요. 그런데 이렇게 우승컵을 최고의 무대에서 최고의 선수들과 최고의 코치 감독님들과 드니까 굉장히 기쁘더라고요. 아, 이게 그렇게 기뻐서 그렇게 신나게 들던 트로피구나 하면서 굉장히 즐거웠습니다.
I mean, like in the past, I only had a chance to watch other teams, other players hoist the Summers Cup, the Champions Cup, but being here with the best teammates, best team, best coaching staff, and having the experience to lift up that Summers Cup, now I can understand why other players look so happy when they were lifting that Summers Cup in the past. And overall, it was just the best experience.
Well, fantastic effort as a team, but we've been following your story personally since last year, and we know how hard you worked to get to this point. So, Crown, do you now finally feel redeemed?
특히나 크라운 선수는 작년부터 이제 올해까지 이제 여러 다큐 영상 찍고 크라운 선수 개인적인 그런 사연을 많이 이제 방송을 찍고 했었는데요. 드디어 이제 이 자리에서 우승을 차지함으로써 본인이 작년에 그러한 이제 실패 준우승을 만회하고 이제 다시 한번 회복했다 생각하시나요?
그렇게까지 뭐 회복을 했다 이런 건 잘 모르겠어요. 왜냐하면 그때 느꼈던 감정이 또 있고 지금 느껴지는 감정이 있어서 그냥 최근 이번 롤드컵 자체는 정말 제가 처음으로 대회를 진심으로 즐겁게 했지 않나 그렇게 생각합니다.
So I'm not sure if I'm completely redeemed because like last year, of course, it was a defeat and I had like different feelings at that time and now it's a victory, but I don't think I can like compare those feelings together. But overall, throughout this entire World Championship, I had the most fun and I enjoyed so much competing in this tournament.
That's what I heard you talking about beforehand. You said that you just had so much fun today. Can you kind of explain how that is? Because to me and to a lot of people, it just seems like a very stressful environment, but you were just having fun with it. How is that?
이제 따로 얘기하실 때 오늘 경기할 때 정말 즐겁게 게임하셨다고 말씀하는 걸 들었는데 사실 남들은 이렇게 큰 무대에서 경기하는 게 되게 부담스럽고 스트레스 받을 텐데 크라운 선수는 어떻게 그렇게 즐겁게 게임을 하셨는지 정말 정확히 어떠한 감정을 느끼셨는지 말씀 부탁드리겠습니다.
네. 일단 길어질 수도 있는데 조별 예선 2주차부터 게임을 즐기자고 했어요. 대회 때 즐기자. 왜냐? 그 전까지 계속 안 됐기 때문에 그냥 바꿔서 이제 즐기자. 그래서 그때부터 해서 오늘까지 계속 대회 때마다 즐기자는 마인드로 계속하고 관중들을 보고 느끼고 그런 감정들을 재밌게 받아들이고 그러다 보니까 오늘 경기도 결승전도 1, 2, 3세트 모두 다 즐거웠던 것 같아요. 네.
So actually, I changed my mindset starting from week 2 of group stage. Because until then, I was playing under a lot of pressure and I was underperforming, and it's really a really stressful experience. But after week 2 of group stage, I changed my mindset to rather have fun and enjoy the stage. I think that's when myself and my team was performing even better. And even starting from then, I just enjoyed the entire World Championship experience. And even here, the finals, I had a lot of fun playing game 1, 2, and 3, and I think that's why I could have performed better. And overall, it was just a really, really fun experience.
Well, the
coming
key
up
to
here.
victory, fun. Well, we've definitely had a lot of fun watching you guys throughout the tournament. Fantastic. Congratulations, Crown, the world champion. Back over to you guys.
Thank you very much, Shocks. I've been saying it for years.
It's fun to win, Dash.
Smiles win games. I'm telling you, smiles win games, and fun is an aspect of that. He landed on it in week 2 of groups, and here he is taking down Faker in the finals.
Triple Malzahar games. He didn't have to
Blind
do anything
picking.
insane. Yeah, and he laned well in all of those games. Never really got absolutely smashed, and then always had really great patience in those team fights with his ultimates.
I mean, what was his goal? What did we ascribe to Crown? We said contain Faker. Trying to kill him, that'd be great, but containing him, stopping his map movements, big A+ on that one.
And I think he actually did one better because I was expecting them to have to get counter picks for him to be able to contain Faker. He actually was blind picking, getting counter picked, giving them advantages in drafts, and still performing great. So I think Crown exceeded expectations.
A very huge performance out of Crown today, and now the journey to the Summoners Cup came with many obstacles, but none more great than actually playing in front of this crowd here in the Bird's Nest. And one player in particular stepped up to the occasion and earning Samsung Galaxy the championship. So our finals MVP is going to Ruler.
Yeah, and during the pregame show, we hardly talked about this guy because in the semifinals, he kind of just existed. But he laned so well. He team fought so well in this game. And even though Samsung mostly won as a team, Ruler did stand out by having amazing team fight performances.
And it was hard to convince people how much this guy had stepped up because he struggled in group stages. But Ruler last year was a bit of a liability for Samsung Galaxy. He's made his game so much more reliable. I mean, look at the kill participation here. Above 90% in every game, 100% in 2. This team plays around the bot side. They play around Ruler.
I mean, he had an absurd performance, and on the biggest stages, stars can be born, and I think that Ruler's star is shining very bright right now. The finals MVP from one of the most unexpected places.
And here's the thing. I'm going to do you one better on the kill participation stats because I think it actually speaks so much to the way that Samsung Galaxy plays and executes. Ambition had 100% KP for the entire series.
Oh, holy
which
crap.
means that you know, that third column where Ruler fell short by like a single kill, Ambition was a part of it. But I think, again, it speaks to that style that Samsung plays. They won as a full 5-man unit.
Yeah, you look at that team kill participation, it's going to be probably up in 80 or 90%, which is kind of insane. And that goes to show show, like, yes, SKT made a few mistakes which were punished by Samsung, but Samsung played mistake-free. Like, that's how they 3-0'd Longshu. That's how they won 3 games in a row against Team WE, and that's how they 3-0'd SKT right here. They weren't getting picked off. They weren't relying on 1v1 outplays at all.
But as we talk about Ruler, it's time now to throw it down to Shox, who's standing by with our World Finals MVP.
Thank you very much, guys. I grabbed our MVP here, Rule, and also the first thing I have to ask him is what it feel like to be a world champion.
룰러 선수 MVP로 선정되셨는데요. 우선 우승 소감 어떠신지 말씀해 주세요.
일단 3대0으로 이길 때 진짜 꿈에도 몰랐는데 이렇게 이겨서 너무너무 기쁘고 저희가 당연히 이렇게 제가 MVP로 당연히 받을 줄 알았습니다.
I couldn't even dream of winning 3-0 against SKT at the finals, but I did expect that I would get the MVP.
So one thing went as expected. When it comes to your performance, if you look at the journey that you guys have been through, not only the last year, but also these past couple of weeks at World, how do you reflect on how you guys as a team adapted and evolved coming into this final and eventually winning it?
이제 삼성 팀이 작년 롤드컵부터 이제 올해 우승까지 사실은 정말 많은 일들을 겪으셨는데요. 지금까지 우승까지 1년을 어떻게 보냈는지 팀으로서 어떻게 팀이 더욱더 강해지고 더욱더 진화하고 변화에 적응하고 어떻게 우승까지 다 도달했는지 말씀해 주세요.
일단 저희가 되게 롤드컵을 준우승을 하고 와서 계속 연습에 좀 몰두를 했는데 좀 잘 안 되고 스크린도 좀 많이 다치고 그러면서 하다가 어떻게 운 좋게 몇 번씩 이기면서 좀 흐름 잡고 다시 좀 연승 이어나가다가 또 끊기고 하면서 좀 플레이오프에서도 좀 터지고 그러다가 이제 썸머 때도 뭐 똑같이 이어가다가 선발전 때 저희가 죄송해요. 선발전 때 저희가 꼭 이기자고 팀원들끼리 하면서 이렇게 됐던 것 같아요. 저예요? 더 해주세요. 이렇게 하면서 롤드컵까지 왔는데 롤드컵에서 똑같았어요. 근데 이게 우승까지 해서 좋아요.
So after we placed second last year at Worlds, we tried to focus on practicing and getting back up. But then the practice was really rough. Like we had a really bad results during scrims, and we had like really bad results like starting in like spring, and we like lost at spring playoffs, and even in summer like nothing went to as planned, and like maybe losing at summer playoffs, and like we faced a lot of difficulties in like building up this team chemistry and this team performance. And finally at regional qualifiers, this is when we actually like grouped together and said we have to win this match. And after that, I think we actually played much better as a team. And through that journey, we were able to manage step by step winning at Worlds. And I think this is how we came eventually as winning the entire tournament.
If you were able to overcome all that and win the Summoners Cup this year, what does that mean for the future of you guys as a team?
우승을 어렵게 차지한 만큼 앞으로 이후에 어떤 절차 남아 있을까? 어떠한 미래가 있을까요? 삼성 팀한테는?
밝은 미래만 있을 거예요. 그리고 이제 2번 연속 왔으니까 3번 연속, 4번 연속 꼭 오도록 노력하겠습니다.
So I can only hope for a brighter future for our team. And this is our second consecutive year at Worlds. I can only wish for a third, fourth, and fifth consecutive year at Worlds.
We'll be looking out for that. I also heard that you wanted to say something to the fans, Ruler.
마지막으로 팬분들께 한마디 말씀 부탁드리겠습니다.
저희가 이렇게 우승할 줄 뭐 아무도 솔직히 모르셨을 텐데 이렇게 우승하게 된 게 팬분들 덕분이라 생각하고 또 더 다른 거 얘기해도 돼요? 네, 저희 라이엇 분들이랑 협회 분들이 저희를 되게 많이 도와주셔서 정말 감사하다고 말씀 전하고 싶고 이제 코치 감독님 진짜 너무너무 감사합니다. 그리고 부모님 항상 응원해 주셔서 감사해요. 사랑합니다.
So I want to say thanks to all the fans. I'm pretty sure nobody expected us to win, even our fans. But I want to say that without our fans, we couldn't have been able to do this. And also I want to say thanks to Riot and Kespa for always supporting us. And without those help, I think we wouldn't also have been able to make it up to this point. And also I want to say thanks to the coaching staff and to my parents for always cheering for me. And I want to say that I love them.
Fantastic. Thank yous to everyone, but it's all you guys. You did it. You won today. Congratulations. Fantastic performance, Ruler and Samsung. Back over to you guys.
Thank you, Shox. Love to the fans, love to the parents. Love to see that but he hopes for a brighter future for Samsung Galaxy. I don't know how much brighter it can get. As he mentioned, it's a third, a fourth, a fifth consecutive.
How about a
Worlds.
three-peat? How about breaking SKT's record?
Do what SKT was unable to do. That would be, quite a way to make a statement, and once again, to cement themselves as even a better team in LoL history.
Yeah, we talked about what they had the potential to do, right? Prevent SKT's 3P, prevent SKT from winning 4 out of 5, and they've done it. Samsung are now 2-time world champions, and I really want to see if they can carry this forward, right? We mentioned they don't have that domestic title yet. Do they now have that confidence? This is the best we've ever seen Samsung.
Agreed.
Whether or not they played in Korea, really, tonight was the best we've ever seen Samsung look, and can they carry it forward?
And throughout the years, we've looked at this team, and we've looked at one player as being kind of the core leader, right, in terms of personality and stepping up to the plate and maturity. And we were talking about him just a little bit before that interview. The 100% kill participation from Ambition. His career, or rather Faker's career, started against him. He moves to the jungle. He looks for his finals victory over Faker. Papa Smithy, let's talk about this guy, the journey that he's taken to get to the Summoners Cup.
I mean, it's better than any anime. Starting his career, starting Faker's career, was built off the reputation of Ambition. Ambition was the best mid laner in Korea, got solo killed by Faker. Faker went to Worlds that year, started up the SKT World Domination. It took Ambition a further 3 years. He was a 5-year pro the first time he made it to Worlds, made World Final last year. Consider that at that point, we anointed him the best player to have never made Worlds. Finally made it in 2016, and now a year later, to have him as a world champion, this person who represents the start of the Korean scene to basically every Korean fan. They remember MIG Blaze. They remember MIG Frost. This guy was in the thick of it, and now he's a world champion.
And he's married, too. Right? We're in a culture where a lot of times having a girlfriend is frowned upon by your peers because you might not have enough time to practice. Ambition is now a married world champion. On top of everything else,
He's
the
got it all.
5 years
He's
journey
got
back
it
to the
all.
top.
Ambition anime coming to a theater near you soon, right? Would you watch it? I'd watch it.
I would watch it.
We just did.
We did, you're right. We lived it.
There
we
were 6 seasons.
We lived the anime that was Ambition. Time now for one more interview, this time down to Samsung Galaxy's top laner. Shocks, take it away.
Thank you very much, guys. Here we are again with Cuvée this time around. And I do want to focus in also on the matchup and your competition here, because what did it come down to that made you not only beat SKT, but beat them 3-0?
우선 우승을 축하드리고요. 특히나 경기에 대해서 여쭙고 싶은데요. 어떻게 삼성팀이 준비를 했길래 SKT를 꺾을 뿐만 아니라 3대0으로 이길 정도로 이렇게 엄청난 경기력을 갖추게 되었는지 말씀해 주세요.
저희가 연습 과정에서는 솔직히 그 연습 상대가 없어서 그 개인적으로 1대1을 하거나 아니면 그냥 솔로 랭크에서 그냥 이걸 한번 해보고 괜찮은 것 같다라고 좀 그런 식으로만 준비를 했어요. 그래서 저희는 그래도 걱정이 되긴 하는데 그래도 이렇게 해야지 우리는 이길 수 있다 이렇게 확실히 가르쳐줬거든요, 감독 코치님께서. 그래서 저희도 알겠다 하고 그렇게 해가지고 잘 된 것 같습니다.
So actually, for the final week, we didn't have any scrim partners, so I played like 1v1 and played some solo queue. So we weren't too confident with our practice, but through like numerous discussions with our coaching staff, like they told us that it's like follow our strategy and we can win no matter what. So we trusted our coaches and we just follow through.
You guys won game 1 super convincingly, and then in game 2 already we saw it was a good counter pick. Oh, can we start again? Are they rolling that? Sorry. If they are, then I'm just going to continue speaking.
They were rolling that, Shocks.
Unfortunate.
Just so you know. But hey, a word from Cuvée and what it meant for him taking the title here. And as we got a shot of the Bird's Nest now vacated, but again, just moments ago, 40,000 plus people in here screaming, chanting, wondering, waiting on the edge of their seats to see if it would all come toppling down. And Cuvée was the man charged with dealing with Huni in the top lane. Right at the beginning of the day, we were like, which top laner is going to bend to the other top laner's will? And Cuvée prevailed.
He certainly did, and by a long shot, I think. And it seemed like he was so confident in playing any style.
Yep.
I mean, when he brings out the Kennen, he plays Huni's style. He's TPing back to lane. He's playing purely for himself, and he's smashing Huni in this 1v1. And when Huni goes for the counter pick, it's him bending but not breaking and finding the incredible team fight on Gnar to turn around a game. And he really has done it all throughout this tournament and is clearly one of the best in the world.
And we had a lot of nice things to say about Cuvée, but I think we add a new adjective. I think clutch, because I think he had a fantastic series and stepped up every time he needed to. Counter pick or no, he was doing exactly what he needed to at every moment. And that's something new for Cuvée and something for him to continue building on.
All right, Shocks, I'm going to give you one more chance here. Time to head back down and talk to Samsung Galaxy's top laner.
In game 2, we saw the counter pick coming out of Huni in the top lane, but it's still a risky pick. Did that give you confidence that you would be able to do better or win that game and the rest of the series?
1경기에는 압도적인 경기력으로 승리를 거두셨지만 2경기에서 SKT 이제 후니 선수가 탑에서 이제 나르를 카운터픽하는 야소 챔피언을 골랐는데요. 비록 야소가 카운터픽이긴 하지만 사실은 결승전에서 매우 좀 리스크가 큰 챔피언인데 그 픽을 봤을 때 어떠한 생각 들었고 뭐 자신감을 오히려 더 생기셨는지 궁금합니다.
이제 그냥 뽑았을 때 이제 훈이 선수가 이제 승부수를 보는구나라고 생각을 했어요. 근데 제 입장에서는 제가 한국에서도 나르를 연습했을 때 그때 야소장이 굉장히 잘하시는 분이 한 명 있거든요. 그분한테 상대를 해봐서 충분히 야소 상대법도 알고 자신감도 충분히 있었기 때문에 그렇게 큰 상관 없었어요.
So when I saw Huni pick Yasuo pick, I thought that well, okay, this is his move. This is what he prepared for this finals. But back in when I was practicing Korea, I played Nar on solo queue a lot, and I actually played against really talented like Yasuo amateur players. And through that practice, I was confident that I knew how to play around that Yasuo pick. So that didn't really concern me at all.
All right, well, you guys did close it out. In the end, Ambition talked in a video beforehand about how when other teams play SKT, they get in their own minds. I heard some of your team members say they were just having fun here today on stage, but how did you manage to keep composure in that very back and forth third game to close the series out?
그 앰비션 선수가 다른 인터뷰에서 SKT랑 경기하는 다른 팀 선수들은 이제 보통 너무나 SKT를 의식한 나머지 스스로 자멸한 경우가 있다라고 얘기를 했었는데 이제 그만큼 냉정을 유지하고 집중을 계속 하는 게 중요할 것 같다라고 말씀하셨는데 이제 그 다른 선수들은 인터뷰에서 정말 즐겁게 경기했다라고 이렇게 얘기를 했었는데 큐베 선수는 3경기에서 SKT가 매섭게 반격을 하는 동안에 어떻게 끝까지 집중을 해서 경기를 이겨냈는지 말씀해 주세요.
저희가 3경기 당시에는 중간에 실수가 있었어도 저희가 그래도 자신감이 있었던 게 한타라면 우리는 이길 수 있다라고 다 같이 그렇게 생각을 했어요. 그래서 그런 생각 때문에 5명이 다 이심동체가 돼가지고 좀 한타를 하다 보니까 한타가 잘 돼서 거기서 이제 다시 역전이 되면서 다시 이길 수 있었던 것 같아요.
So for game 3, even though SKT had a really like fierce comeback, altogether our team, we were confident that we had a better team fight and that we could win that team fight for the late game. So after that, like we just played as like one single team, and we all like had trusted each other, and we played it out, won the team fight, brought the game back, and we won the game.
Yeah, close it out beautifully. Congratulations again. Thank you for rolling with the punches, Homan. Great job, Cube. Back over to you guys.
Thank you very much, Shock. Solo queue, of all places, was where Kube found the answer and the skills necessary to win a world championship.
There are some super sick one-trick players on the ladder, to be fair. I mean, you can actually, the pros are incredible at a vast array of champions, but you can find some even more individually talented players on one single champion if you're playing a lot of solo queue.
But I also want to look at that final question and his response there because, you know, again, it's tailored very specifically to that mentality of facing SKT, staring down the barrel of that gun, and all of a sudden, SKT has control of game 3. You think the series might run away from you, and what it takes from a mentality standpoint in order to come back in that game.
And they weren't lying in all of their quotes that we've seen in all of the teases. They gained the experience last year. Even though they were down 2-0 to SKT, they then won 2 in a row and were unable to make it 3 in a row. And I think they were so much more calm this time around, even after a little bit of adversity hits within the game, to be able to overtake SKT. They just had fun with it. They played it like any other game, and they're the world champions.
Well, to put a capper on this series, let's take a look at some of the big plays that graced the stage here in the Bird's Nest. First up, Spock96 called out the team fight, which triggered the first kills of the finals.
I really love the play when you start it, you bait out the blue trinket, you kill it, you go back to your mid lane, push it, and then you go back again.
Going for the play. Can he get himself in? He's suppressed. The burst damage. Oh! This play was too early. Peanut with the game-saving Baron steal.
When Peanut gets into the pit, Crown wants to ult him instantly. It's actually smart by Peanut to try and ult Crown away, but now Ruler is hitting the Gragas instead of the Baron. You don't need to kill Gragas, you can kill Baron.
And it's in moments like those where you see poise and experience really come out.
And that Baron steal made you think, hey, maybe SKT have something coming here, but Samsung did get 4 kills, and it didn't end up mattering.
Plenty of those moments within this series. Next up, Scarlet Kitten was floored by Kube's Gnarlt in Game 2 versus SKT.
Here comes the re-engage once again for Ambition. Wants to add the damage. Look at the blade, Colorado Ruler. Do they have the rest? Oh my God! Triple knockup. The follow-through for Cube. And he's going to fight for help with still. One death comes through. The suppression comes in. 4 kills already. One man stands alive, and he's going to fall. The ace for Samsung Galaxy.
That coordinated re-engage from Ambition and Cuvée was so seamless to lock up the SK Telecom backline.
I gotta say, our comms watching that were pretty similar to Samsung. Some stuff we can't repeat on air, but
admittedly so.
That was some excellence of execution from Cuvée. That was awesome.
Oh, very much. But we have to acknowledge, too, how that was set up by the rest of the team, right?
Ambition ultimate, Ruler dodging the engage from Rise while still being in range for the Featherstorm combo that kept them in place for the Gnar ultimate. That was exquisite.
A beautifully crafted play. Finally, Clow Reed tweeted about the fight that turned Game 3 and basically earned Samsung the championship.
Crown's pretty far away from the rest of the team.
That's engage! Gets a stun and a Ruler, gets pushed back, he's gonna stay alive. Another re-engage, a giant silence and a Cuvée, and he blows up, bang! That's a 1-for-0, the chase-in is there, and they're gonna get rid of the bot lane entirely. There's no carries left for SKT.
Let's see it again here. They turn onto Ruler, they land the stun. He's now CC'd, and then he steps back, and it's Bang's ulti that ends up knocking Ruler further away, and then also puts Bang in the front line next to a massive Cho'Gath. Samsung doing it again. They're winning these big fights when they're behind. They're supposed to lose these team fights, yet they turn it around.
So many little things in that fight. And we just saw replays from turning points in all 3 games. Like, these were 3 very close games. The ultimate from Gragas not knocking Ruler in, Bang hitting him away, then eating the Cho'Gath feast to end up getting killed. And SKT had a massive lead in that game. And absolutely, that fight is what turned Game 3 around.
Yeah, and it's important to remember, 2 out of the 3 games they actually had the lead. In the Yasuo game as well, Samsung comes back twice, dominates once. Really, they beat them every way you can.
All right, well, thank you so much for sharing your tweets all worlds long, and make sure to keep sending them to @LO Esports so we can remember the epic plays from the entire tournament. And since we've crowned our champions, it seems only fitting we announce our final Best of the Rift, brought to you by T-Mobile, America's best unlimited network. For our champions, it's Cuvée, Ruler, and Crown. First up, it's Samsung's star in the top lane, Cuvée.
Yeah, and I think a clear runner-up for player of the series as well here. He played Huni's style in Game 1, better than Huni. He then played a team fight style in Game 2 and 3, which were critical in finding the fights that they needed. He showed he was so versatile in so many ways across this entire season, but most importantly, when it mattered most.
At every moment, he knew his role. Did he need to pressure? Did he need to pull back? What was his job, and how do you best execute it? He knew the answer every time.
Very much so. Next, we have the Samsung bot laner, Ruler.
Yeah, Ruler was also another great player in the series. Obviously, we gave him MVP for the series right here. The Xayah play was incredible, as well as being able to actually have Varus picked away from him in 2 different instances to be able to pull it out in Game 3.
Yeah, and Varus is such a strong early game pick, but they made it look like it was no threat whatsoever, doing very well in the bot lane, incredible in the team fights, and pulling off some of the best combos we've ever seen.
And last, but certainly not least, it's Crown.
This man loved his Malzahar, that's for sure. The Malzahar pick was a big one for them. So the containment job he did on Faker, he was tasked with it, he pulled it off, and he looked pretty sweet doing it himself.
Yeah, the fact that he blind picked his lane matchup in all of the games against Faker is something very few people can do and live to tell the tale.
Not a position I envy to be in, right? I would love to be on the world final stage, but not across from Faker in my lane. Give me any other lane, but he stepped up to the task today.
I mean, counterpick twice by Faker, does fine in lane, and it's so interesting that last year, with the incredible individual mechanics, the guy who's supposed to beat Faker 1v1 does not come out on top, and now, when it's about the team play, when it's about playing through the team and for the team, Crown walks away a world champion with a 3-0 sweep over Faker.
From level 1 till match point on the world stage, you can follow the best of the Rift in more places than ever before. T-Mobile, America's best unlimited network. Now, if all the action throughout Worlds has you craving some live action of your own, join us at the NALCS Studios for All Stars, December 7th to the 10th, where 8 dream teams from their given regions will compete on Summoner's Rift and an epic 1v1 tournament. Voting begins this Tuesday, November 7th, and closes Friday, November 10th. So that's very, very soon. Mark your calendars. For more info, check out the announcement article on lollysports.com. Looking ahead at that All-Stars, tournament. We've talked about this a little bit throughout the tournament, but players from the world stage, maybe players that have made their name on this world stage that you think might now be in the running for the voting.
I'm really curious how it's going to impact the voting, right? Faker should make it for
I
obvious
think that's
reasons,
a given.
but how many Samsung players are going to make it when you have KT who's so
how many
famous and all
Misfits
that?
players are going to make it? That's something I'm really curious about. I mean, Ignar, to me, was such a rising star this tournament. It'll be interesting to see if he ends up.
Also, new patch, Runes Reforged.
Also, new patch. There's a whole lot to deal with. I haven't even looked at the game since we left for Worlds, so I don't even know what's going on live right now. But hey, it's been an incredible 7-week journey watching 24 teams battle for a chance at the Summoners Cup. From Wuhan to here in an Olympic stadium, we've seen some of the best League of Legends in the history of our game, all capped by the end of a reign and perhaps the start of a new one. And now, so for myself, the casters, and the entire live broadcast crew, thank you for watching, and good night.
We're starting the tournament with the addition of the play-in stage. You have to play your style, and you can't let the other team really dictate it. You just can't drop a single game.
Cassidy, he can do the back door. Goal pallet, Nusi, young generation. He's got the quadra. Oh, they're gonna give it over. The pentakill for White Lotus. Penta,
Nothing was going to stop this C9 roster.
They are not slowing down.
1, 2, 3, the coup de grace and Fnatic are moving on to the groups.
英雄志逐传奇2017英雄联盟全球总决赛现在开始。
Not dead the parrying ultimate. Burn defensively. This game is the story of Khan farming it up and bringing it home.
And we get to see a dancing Rift Herald in professional play.
Just pushing forward, Justice Punch comes in. Paranoia! 5 minutes into the game!
Playing against Marines is like playing against no other team.
Bang is hiding, he's coming!
Bang looking to come in, here comes your initiation, they're right through! Oh my God! Thunder Shockwave will find them all! 有没有5杀4个头？这一波直接击败是人，老鼠被灭了，师弟没了。Royal never give up, block in the first seed for Group C. Give it a Yasuo. Oh! It's gonna be the 1-2.
They said that they would make the Wuhan stadium quiet, but when G2 leave, this is what they exit to.
GA looking for the 1v1. Can he outplay the ultimate?
The solo out, he can on my Adam's go from power. Oh! The final shot of Culling gets the solo.
There's the permafrost as well. Jungle Waters tags from a good distance. First blood to Westor. And AHQ strike down SKT.
Flash rules, they may only win once, but it hurts so bad.
TSM out in group stages again.
Unfortunately for NA, the curse of week 2 continues.
Good thing for us in Cloud9 is we're heading into week 3, so we have nothing to worry about.
Cloud9 improved to 3-3, and they are now SKT's biggest fans.
A captain surprise! Oh, take it down! Here comes Killer, the flag, drag, triple kill! Boy, you are amazing! Edward Gaming keeps their hopes at playoffs alive!
Bane goes out, gets ulted back, nice shot with the backline! Will they get him? It's so close, I've with a flash forward and Faker!
no team has started 0-3 and made it out to the top 8.
It's going to be a tough road for them if they're going to make it out of this group. They have to essentially run the table.
The hits are coming in. Is it going to be the game? Fnatic looking to knock him down. Soaz, he's trying. He got it. Fnatic do the unthinkable and make their way to the quarterfinals.
我觉得Fnatic从2杠4晋级，大家都可能觉得是个奇迹，但是我觉得他们走到现在完全是用光了自己所有的运气。
RNG Fight 4, legends never die when Guangzhou's calling out your name.
Samsung Galaxy defying expectations, and who can really stop this team?
A crushing 3-0 victory over the pre-tournament favorites in Longzhou. The ULCS squad played in Challenger a year ago. Now they're ready for the quarterfinals.
The team's gonna have to meet him on the other side. The cleanse comes out. Oh, what a shot from Ignor! One more shot as Wolf wants the glitter lands. Bang, almost down. Barrier comes in. Ignor! The first blood onto Bang. Misfits pull the trigger.
Rise ultimate coming through.
And here comes SKT right on top of Misfits. The damage is just too much. SK Telecom T1 claiming victory over Misfits Gaming.
No one has ever challenged SKT in a quarterfinal like this. No Western team has ever made you think that they can take down this team.
Every single time we've gone into like a stage, it's like, yeah, you're gonna get smashed by the other team. Like that's what the whole community is saying.
Impact Singed is something that Team WE is unable to deal with.
상대가 북미 팀인데 일단 중국이 북미보다 잘한다고 보여줘야 되지 않을까요?
He's nice, but Mystic is massive. He's nice contracts Jensen. He's going to be next as Shea takes him out.
Mystic is unleashed.
Mystic, the champion, the hero of WE. They weather a brutal storm, and Waterley will push themselves to a historic semi-final.
For Team WE and Samsung Galaxy, a finals berth spells out the chance to reclaim former glory.
Rift walks up for Shie, slicing Maelstrom will buy some time. Still 1,000 hit points to burn through. Cuba is going to try and turn around. The magic shield! And this venue erupts! The Cosmic Radiance is buying some time. Ruler flashes and heals to safety. He gets one. Lenore into the wall. Triple kill picked up for Ruler. And Samsung Galaxy set their sights on the Summoners Cup.
Block gets the shield pump. They still will not survive a bang. And the Ting just picking them all off. The Twitch getting all of them. Double kill already. But Uzi's trying to stay alive. The barrier in. He's still surviving. And a double kill for the Vayne. For Uzi. 5-2 RNG. RNG are a single game away from making history.
Two best of fives. SK Telecom have been pushed to the brink.
사람들은 저희의 시대가 언제 끝날지 되게 궁금해하는 것 같은데. 저희는 리그 오브 레전드가 끝나는 그때까지 계속 세계 최고의 팀입니다.
SKT, masters of control, will take down the Nexus, will take down RNG, and are headed to their 4th World Championship final.
Legends never die when the world's coming.
Can he go back again? Going for the play. Can he get himself in? He's suppressed. The burst damage. Oh! Beat up with the game, saving Baron steal.
Samsung Galaxy only give up one turret this entire game and absolutely dominate SK Telecom.
Damn it! Look at the blade, Colorado Ruler. Do they have the triple knockout? The follow through for Cuba. And Samsung Galaxy are one game away from greatness.
Legends never die.
And a kill though for Huni. Can he keep SKT alive? Look for ambition. One more attack. Turns the crowd. Yes, a double for Huni. Flash ult left. They've caught Faker. They've got the CC. The mid laner is down.